Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap session for Tuesday, June the 1st. It is the first day of the month. Welcome to June. This year is blowing by very quickly. My name is Doug McKay. Each morning we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, and then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. This is not a subscription room. I'm sorry, it is a subscription room. So if you're interested in checking it out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. We do everything live here in the go-to during the pre-market, and then we do live trading and analysis during the course of the trading day. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. Okay, quickly taking a look at yesterday. Well, we had another low probability day. We had 2 days in a row that we did not have the probability of the overnight high or the overnight low taking out, our Globex stat. And then yesterday we put in another low probability where we ended up with a normal day and did not take out the Globex high or Globex low. Of course, we opened auction just out of range, and then they immediately sold it off and took it right down to 2402.75, and this was looking like it was going to be hypo 4, and it was certainly was setting up that way. Then it rotated right back up, tested into the prior day range, and then fell out of it. At that point in time, you're looking for continuation, and you're looking for a trend type activity. And then what do? We go sideways, okay, and put in this distribution zone and basically fight the range low all day. And then finally, at the end of the day, on the closing swing and the end of the month, the buyers just stepped in and they rotated it up. It looked like they were going to take out the IB high. They miss it by 3 ticks, and they close right at 2413.75. It was kind of like hypo 3, where I thought we were going to get sideways consolidation, but I thought we'd get it up here between the 17 and the 1350. But they actually did it, instead of doing it at the top of the range, they did it at the bottom of the range. Very strange trading, but that's what it's, that's what trading is all about. To do the things that you least expect, and that's why we put multiple plans in place to have a plan, for such an eventuality. Anyway, taking a look at the news, we did have some news today. A nice gold short on the ADP. ADP was expected at 181, came out at 253, so it was a nice beat. Made a nice little drop in gold, a little spike in the ES. Unemployment claims came out higher than expected, but not a really big difference. 9:30 we've got Canadian manufacturing PMI. Then 9:45 we've got final manufacturing PMI. But the next big one today will be at the ISM manufacturing PMI at 10 o'clock, with construction spending and manufacturing prices. Then we've got natural gas at 10:30, and then we've got crude oil inventories at 11. We've got total vehicle sales coming out all day, and then 3 p.m. we've got Trump speaking. So talk about a way to start June off with a very big news day. So just be careful. In addition to that, you're going to have some positioning going on for the beginning of the month. So likely to see some volatility today and some large rotations. Taking a look at the macro to micro, you can see that I use the 9 EMA, 20 SMA, simple candlestick chart. I start on the monthly, and what I'm doing is I'm looking where we are within the time frame of trend and how strong the trend is, where it's being challenged, etc. Very strong trend on the monthly, still very, very much to the upside. Same thing on the weekly, risk is to the upside right now. On the daily, same thing. We came down yesterday and bounced off of the close this technical gap on the Mr. Sneaky, came down, and now we've bounced back up, and we're trading right in this balance zone in around the 1350. Going to the intraday, you can see there's the balance. We've been in this balance since going up and making that 24.1775 last Thursday, and we've been in this consolidation mode since. Going to the 1 hour, same thing. You can see very much consolidation after coming down and finding the buyers down here in the lower 2400. On the 30-minute, same thing, consolidation. 15-minute, big time consolidation. But notice that we are above the 9 and the 20 on most time frames. So you still have to think that this has got some legs to the upside. You can see we've got a fairly decent trend. Trend doesn't get challenged until we get below the 1350 in my mind. We do have a naked cross down here at the 1250. Taking a look at the macro picture, you can see we're in this this 5-day balance, getting very strong kurtosis around that 1350. Thought the breakout was going to be yesterday. I certainly looked at when we pushed down. It looked like the breakout was going to be to the downside. We came down and we did close this gap down here, but we left the naked close at 24.0150. That's why we were looking at that IB to get broken to the low side yesterday. As long as we rejected the prior day range, and they fought it and fought it and fought it, and then the sellers lost. We were above critical mass, and I warned everybody about that yesterday morning, that in the the later the day got and we remained above critical mass, there was likely to see some capitulation from the sellers, and the buyers would step in and take us out. I didn't trade it very well, but I still had a decent day yesterday. Now we've got this great big huge long wick, so I'm going to be watching how we handle the 1350 area, and how long we stay above or below this 1350. If we get below it, there is the possibility that we get stuck in this wick down here today, and just chop around in the wick as we mature the auctions. You can see we're getting a little bit of a double distribution here with the secondary CHVN high volume node at 24.1150 with the 1350 as the prominent point of control, and the microcomposite VPOC. Key levels to keep an eye on, of course, the high overnight and the high from yesterday and the value area high are all up in this 15 to 16 area. We want to see if we break out of this and go for the new all-time high. The other one to pay attention to is going to be the 975 area. That's going to be our over-under line again for a push back into the 07 and possibly back down to test. It was the key line in the sand was 0450, but the move down shifted this down to 0350 now. So our key line in the sand gets slightly adjusted. Overnight, you can see that inventory is about 75–80% net short. But they keep coming up and challenging this range high from the prior day at the 15. What was it? 1575. Our overnight high is 15. Pretty decent balance, and again, basically just balancing around that 1350 area and going sideways and accepting price here. So the key is going to be, if we dip below the 1350 to take out the 1275, how low do they go and how long do they stay below that 1350 before the buyers step in to take us up? And that's going to give us our biggest clue of the day on which direction. Now we didn't fall out of bed yesterday, so my key thought for the day is risk is still to the upside. So just be careful in the shorts. Don't get caught in a major short. In terms of moving our numbers over, let's get that done. Right now we have 15. There is a possibility that the overnight high is going to get expanded before. We've been doing this a lot lately where we've got the overnight high and we're in a position where we're make and break on the switch from the Globex to the RTH. Our overnight low is down at 1050. Our VPOC is not likely to change, 1275. There is this LVN right here at 12 and the value area at 1175. It's just around where the separation is between the two distributions on the microcomposite. I'm actually going to use this 1250 area as a trade level, looking to come down into this 11 and a quarter and the overnight low if we hold the overnight high. Not likely, very tight range. Again, it's so difficult when you got these small little ranges. And then the 09 area is going to be my over-under line. Our key line in the sand is going to shift down to the 0350, but I'm actually going to just shift it a little bit lower and use the 0275. Our daily ATR is running at 1563, so off of the low overnight of 2410.50. Our upside daily ATR target 2426 and a quarter. And currently, well, we're probably going to put a new overnight high in right now, but I'll make the adjustments. Currently, off of the 2415 minus the 1563 is going to put our daily ATR down in around the 99 and a quarter. And that's likely to come up slightly if we do take out this overnight high. Other level I'm going to pay attention to is where the value area low is. And we still have this naked close down here. Monthly critical mass is done. All the other trade levels stay in place. The next key line in the sand below is 2390.75. We still got our measured move up to 24.75. That zipper measured move to the downside has not been violated yet, but likely to do so. Just making these adjustments as we move higher. I hate when this happens. Anyway, looking at our hypotheses, it's not going to change much. I'm looking for an open auction just in range or just out of range. I'm looking for responsive sellers stepping in, taking us down into the 13 to 11 area, finding our buyers and rotating us up and going up and making new highs and moving us towards that zipper measured move. I'm sorry, it's not a zipper measured move. It is a measured move, though. My secondary hypothesis is an open auction out of range, a move up, okay, put in a new all-time high, and then come down and rotate down and then go sideways and get stuck in the wick and just get consolidation between the 13 and the 0405 area and just chop sideways as we mature the auction. Basically come back in and spend most of the day inside of yesterday's range. My hypo 3 is a open test drive or an open drive, failure to take out the overnight low, push up, come into the 20 area, chop around between the 20 and the 17, and then push up through and take out that naked cross and come up into the 2420s and close somewhere up here. And then hypo 4 is an open auction, just in range or out of range, either just a false breakout or failure to put in a new all-time high, rotate down through value, chop around between the 07 and the 03 area, and then fail and come down here and close and check into the 2398 area and close down here somewhere. Those are my main hypotheses. Not much different than what we've been looking at. Taking a quick look at gold, you can see that we have been balancing out here. We're coming down. Keep an eye on the 65 area. If we break below the 65 again, then I'm looking for a bigger move down toward the 61 area and a push down into the composite VPOC. Bit of a trend change that went on, and I'll just show it to you on the Renko. You know, we've been trending up, and then of course, you know, we made that move yesterday, got up to as high as 76.80, and now we're rotating down, and we've got a shift of the Renko to the downside. So we could see a break below that 64 level and a move down to test the 61 to 58 area. If we can get back above the 67.3, then look for the rotation back up into the 69.70 area again. It doesn't look like we're going to get a continuation pattern up. It looks like we've got more balancing or a possible move down to find late buyers down here at the composite VPOC. Anyway, that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.